What up and good morning everyone. Today I am going to be working on my garage. So just bought a new house. We are getting moved in. Before we get everything moved into the garage, I decided I want to do a nice flooring on the garage, so that's what I'm going to do. We are doing an epoxy system with the flake. It's got epoxy based and then a polyaspartic top coat, clear coat. Getting started on it this morning. I am starting by, I'm going to brush the garage floor. Got everything clean out of here. I'm going to brush everything out, get all the contaminants that's loose off, and then I rented a concrete grinder, a diamond concrete grinder, and I'm going to grind the whole top face of the concrete so that I can get a rough surface to get better adhesion to the epoxy. The epoxy did come with a acid etch, but everything I've been reading has kind of been saying acid etch is not the way to go. No matter what, you kind of want to grind the concrete. Even though this is a brand new house, concrete's new. It's not 30-60 days. It's older than that. The house has been built for several months now, but we're going to go ahead and grind it down. Ended up getting the grinder rental from Home Depot. They actually had the best value out of everyone. Everything else looked like a better value until you actually looked into it and you had to purchase or rent the diamond disc separately, while Home Depot came with the diamond disc. So yeah, that ended up being the best solution for me. I got today to do it, so hopefully I can get it all done. I also have an angle grinder and bought the attachments from Harbor Freight for dust collection and for the diamond disc for it. For concrete masonry, so I can get the edges. I've never done this before, so we'll see how it ends up going. I'm kind of curious on how the results are. I'm trying to get this to where it's going to last. I spent the money on the epoxy and the polyaspartic, and I want to make sure that it's actually going to stay down and stick for pretty much the life cycle of this house. I don't want it to come up. I mean, it may come up 20 years in the future plus, but I think we'll have the value for it at that point. So yeah, this is probably going to be a shorter video, a lot of time lapses and whatnot. We'll see how it goes, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and sweep up and then I'll get working on the grinder. I actually did a small test piece yesterday with the grinder when I picked it up, just to see what it would look like, and I'll show you guys that now. So here's the grinder I rented from Home Depot. You can see where I have grinded yesterday. This is ungrinded on the left, grinded on the right, and let me see. So there's the surface ungrinded, and then there's the surface grinded. You can see we were starting to get the swirls in there, those points for the epoxy to grab on, which is needed for it to actually stick for a while. And then got shot back here, a hook up to it, so we'll be having dust collection going. Like I said, I gotta brush the floor. Floor is dirty. It's about 450 square feet that we'll be doing, so yeah. Alright guys, it's a little past 8:30. I've been working on this for about an hour and a half, and I'm about halfway through with the initial go through with it. So I say initial, I'm not going to do 2 passes with it. I'm not planning on it anyway, but I am seeing some spots that weren't touched, some low spots, and some what looks like lips if I left it in one spot too long. So I'm going to try going back, getting those low spots to where they're grinded down a little, and then and they have that texture to adhere to the epoxy. And then I'm also going to try knocking down any raised edges or anything if I sat in one spot too long. But I'll go ahead and show you guys the floor and see what the difference looks like about halfway through. So as you guys can see, all the stuff on the right of this middle crack is freshly ground with the grinder. All the concrete on the left is not touched. So Let's go down here, and you can see the difference there. I mean, it's pretty clear. You know, this has that nice texture going for you, so you can actually adhere. Here's what I'm talking about low spots. These spots weren't touched right up in here, so I need to go back and try getting those. But yeah, there, you'll see that every now and then. Here's kind of the lips I'm talking about. It's not too bad. I may be able to go with the hand grinder and get it that way. You know, I'm not creating too big of imprints, but the epoxy has self-leveling properties too, so that's going to help us out with this. We're just getting it ground down so it'll adhere better. But yeah, there is our surface. It's looking good. Alright guys, I just got the whole floor done for the first time, so it is all ground down. I've been thinking about it. I've seen the low spots, and what I think I'm gonna do, the first time I was going back and forth from front to rear. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do one more pass across the whole thing to just try evening it out, leveling it even more, going left to right. If I do it left and right, I think that'll help you know, level everything out. It gives everything a second pass. I think it'll just give us a better finish overall for getting the epoxy down. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I was kind of reluctant to because I didn't want to do it again, but I got the equipment and I'm here, I'm already doing it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. I'll show you guys what this looks like real quick so you can see it, but then I'll get going. Alright guys, here it is. It has been ground down twice with the big one, and I have gone around with the angle grinder and got all the edges, and it is looking really good. You can see the floor has a nice good texture all the way across it. That way the epoxy can grab onto it. I did go and try to grind some of these spots that still look smooth with the angle grinder. Got it to where I could without getting too far into it. I also tried evening out some of the lips you could see, so it is looking pretty good. We'll still need to clean this, wash it, and you know, get it extra clean to be ready for the epoxy, but we are one step closer and it is looking really good compared to what it was before. Alright guys, as y'all just saw from the time lapse, my dad just went ahead and washed the floors. He sprayed it all off with water, scrubbed it, sprayed it again, and then we took the leaf blower and tried drying it, getting the standing water off so that it can dry, and well, he just left because it's raining out, but so that I can do it again later. I'm gonna go in, brush it down while it's dry, spray it, brush it again, and then spray it all out and let it dry. And then in the morning, we're gonna be pouring. So just a little update. We are making progress and we are looking to pour tomorrow. I'm gonna have to check the weather again to make sure that it's not gonna rain while we're trying to pour, because we're gonna have all our material set up outside. So it would not be good for that to happen. But yeah, we're gonna give it a try and see what happens. All right guys, today is the day we are going to pour. It's pour day. So I have started taping up all around the edges, trying to get that all nice and tidy. Get it all around the floor. Floor is dry. We meant to pour yesterday, but we could not because the floor was still wet. So we gave it a full extra day to dry and get all that moisture out of the concrete so that we have a good base for the epoxy to soak into and adhere to. So we are ready to go. I ran out of tape around the middle section here, so Dad went back to his house to get more painter's tape. I'm going to tape that up, and then we should be ready to start mixing and getting this thing going. So I'm excited. Let's get to it. All right, we got everything taped up. Everything is looking good, so we are ready to start mixing. Dad's putting his shoes on, getting his spikes on. We got 2 pair of spiked shoes here, so one there, one there. That way we can walk on the epoxy as it's still wet without ruining the surface. We are using Performance Epoxy Coat Floor Coating Kit from, I believe, DIY Performance. We're using the Better Plus kit, which has the 100% solids epoxy base coat. We have flake, and then we have a poly clear coat. I'll put the actual name down right here, but I can't quite remember it off the top of my head, but it's supposed to be more UV resistant and just better overall for your top coat compared to just an epoxy top coat. Better UV resistance, more wear resistance, just better all around. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start mixing and then pouring. Here's our part A to our epoxy base coat, and then the activator is in the bucket next to it. You can see we are going with a dark gray in color. So we gotta mix this for 2 minutes, then pour the part B into the big bucket, then pour the part A into the big bucket, mix for 3 minutes thoroughly, and then we are ready to pour. We have our spiked shoes on. We're ready to go, start mixing. Try not make a mess, this is very full. And I did rinse out this bucket beforehand and dried it off, so it is clean. I'll get a whole lot on it. Here's the flake we got. I believe it's called Domino or dark gray. I'll have to look it up and I'll put it on the bottom of the screen. But essentially it's white, gray, and black that we're going to be putting on the dark gray floor. So we have the epoxy all put on. I need to go and pull the tape all around, and then we're ready to throw the flake on. So that's what you'll see next. Alright guys, as you can see, garage is closed up. We just finished putting all the epoxy down and the flake, getting it all nice and good. Close the garage door so bugs don't get in, and we're going to let it dry 10 to 12 hours before we get to work on the clear. Forgot to pick up the camera and show y'all what it looked like as soon as we were done, but I will be sure to show you guys what it looks like before we put the clear on and start doing the prep work for that. Prep work for that's pretty easy. Just tape all around the edges, again, is what we're going to do, and then mix it and pour. Not much to it. Well, actually, I'm incorrect on that. We do need to sweep and blow all of the excess flake off the floor. Anything that didn't stick, we need to take off. So we got to do that, then tape, then mix and pour. So not too much, but it's definitely not nothing. So we'll go ahead and pick up there next. All right, guys, we're back out here about 10 and a half, 11 hours later, and the epoxy is now cured. And it's looking really good, so I'll go ahead and show you guys what it looks like right now. And here we are. It's looking really good. Here's what the flake looks like on it. I am really happy with what it looks like so far. It's looking really, really good. So now we need to take the broom, brush all the loose flakes off, then take the leaf blower, blow the whole thing out, try getting everything out of here as far as all that excess flake, then tape up, and we'll be ready to put the clear down. All right, guys, so we kind of made a discovery. We realized we do not have the 2-part polyaspartic top coat. We have a single component. What all the instructions said was we were getting the T300, and we actually got the T200. We're gonna go ahead and move forward. Instructions for it are a little different, so we don't have to mix it or anything. We need to shake the cans, and then we just pour it into a paint roller tray, and then we can just roll it out. roll it one way for your application and then roll back the other way in 5 to 10 minutes and you're done. Got a 1.5 gallons. I'm gonna take the 1/2 gallon and cut in on the edges with a paintbrush. Dad's gonna roll and we're gonna go ahead and go forward. Alright guys, we just finished putting all of the polyaspartic coating on. It is all laid out. I cut in all the edges and the cracks in the middle. My dad went and rolled it out, back rolled it, and yeah, everything's down. We are gonna let it sit at least overnight, let it cure some. Check back in when that happens, but I'll show you guys a little bit of what it looks like right now. And yeah, it actually was pretty easy to put down. The hardest part was actually seeing where you put it down, according to Dad. So yeah, I guess that's part of putting a clear down. Here's what the garage looks like with all the walls painted and floor done. Looks pretty good. As you can see, we got some stuff in the garage. We just had our housewarming party. Got a drink fridge, coolers, and cornhole boards, fans and stuff. It's hot here in the summer of South Carolina, so yeah, but it looks really good. Walls came out good, floors came out good. They match really well together. I painted the electrical panel over there, so everything's looking really good. I'm still debating on if I want to do black outlets or white, leave them as white outlets. I'd have to paint the trim over there as well. I might just leave it white. I'd probably also have to paint the door and everything. I did upgrade the lighting in here, so changed the bulbs out and works really good, lights up everything. So yeah, I would say the garage just came out as a success. Now we will be doing more work to it. I need to get storage and get other things incorporated, at least until I can get a nice big shop out in the back. I will have to make this work for working on vehicles and whatnot. So yeah, slowly but surely we're gonna get this pace built up to where it's workable and you can host and have activities going on out here, a hangout spot and whatnot. So yeah, but if you guys like the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.